Welcome back to week 2 of the Nature's Calling event. Start our game. So it didn't record the first part of this, so we're starting part way through the week 2 events. So I'm over in Willow Creek. What happened here is we had to dig up some items. We had to look at the tree that's over here, and I have Angelo with me, and Toro is my dog. So one of the optional things to do in the Nature's Calling event is to adopt a dog, which I decided to do because I do have the cats and dog pack. So now we're just going to be returning home. Angelo is just some guy who showed up on my lot, and I thought it would be nice for them to become friends. Maybe eventually it'll turn into some sort of a partner for Lyndon. Here we are going back home because that's where the next things you have to do is buy like a hot tub for your lot. So I just decided to return back to the lot. Okay, there's all these extra people here. And we had a pop-up in-game saying like, hey, can we stay at your place? And I'm like, sure. And so I guess we have these 2 individuals and their 2 horses and their kid that are going to be joining me on my lot. So I had just adopted the dog. I named him Toro because he's got these big ears and they reminded me of bull horns. No, I am not going to join the Grim Reapers thing. No, thank you. So because they reminded me of bullhorns, his little ears, I decided to name him Toro. Plus, he's little, but sometimes the little dogs think that they're a lot much bigger dogs, so I thought I'd give that a try. So here's Angelo. Right now, we're just kind of working on friends. I mean, he's kind of flirty with me, but he's not. We're not quite friends yet, which is kind of an odd dynamic, but we'll work on it. We'll see. We'll see if his interests and his lifestyle kind of fit in with what Lyndon's doing or not. He could just remain an acquaintance, and that's okay. So I'm going to fix her hygiene for a minute here. And I guess my house guests are not really happy, but I'm not really concerned with what they do. They can kind of just go on auto. I'm just trying to get through the Comfort of Nature quest up at the top. So the next things I have to do is buy a hot tub on a home lot. So I'm now in... Oh, I wanted to look for pet things. Pet care items. So for my newly adopted dog, he probably needs a food bowl. So I'm going to pick one out. You can see I'm not very decisive. I don't know quite yet what all the different things are. And as you'll be able to tell, I'm not the most slick player when it comes to positioning things, but I am using kind of that move objects. I'm on a Mac, so I have to hit Option. So I hold down the Option key and then I can place it more specifically. As far as my camera work goes, I have been used to using the Sims 4 camera, but if you want to do some more advanced placement of objects and things like that, you really need like the Sims 3 camera, because that will let you change the angle. So instead of having this kind of parabolic swoop in, depending on your magnification in the Sims 4 camera, you can decide like the rotation and the angle of your camera on Sims 3. But I'm just not that facile yet with the controls, especially like with the Sims 3 camera and a Mac Magic Mouse. So I'll get there eventually. Maybe I'll have to put a different mouse on the computer that has like the 3rd scroll wheel or something like that, just to make it a little bit easier on myself. But until then, I'll make do. So this is kind of the room I've been using for myself, just a little single bed. So I'm just going to put the dog bowl and his bed there so that Toro can sleep next to me. He can have his food in there, and it'll be good. I just did a quick look through of all the other pet care items to see if there's anything I wanted to buy right away. But so far, this looks fine. These guests won't stay too terribly long, so I'm not worried about locking them out of my particular room. I'm not sure why Lyndon's kind of like going under the water like that. It looks a little questionable. Probably don't want to be like ducking under quite so much. All right, so let's feed our new little doggy and have him come over. This is also my first pet. I've had cats and dogs for quite a while, but I haven't really played with the pack so far. There's a lot of gameplay things that I just haven't explored yet. I mean, I have been playing Sims 4 on and off for years. I mean, like years and years, probably since it first came out. I mean, I remember playing Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3. But a lot of the packs, like I'll get them for the sake of having the pack or for certain other features. But I haven't explored them all that thoroughly. So I do hope, like, going forward that I can. She's living in, what's it called? Henford on Bagley. I'm probably getting the name of the world wrong. But because she's kind of like off the grid, you have to either order groceries to have them come in, or you have to like forage for them or grow them on your own, because it's kind of like an off the grid thing. So the only thing she can make right now, even though she has like level 1, level 2 cooking, is Halo Halo. So that's what she's been eating the past couple days. Alright, so Angela just went home. My needs are pretty good. I'm a little tired, but that's alright. So I have to buy a hot tub. I have to get to level 1 in a nature aspiration. So I'm going to do the hot tub thing first. So again, I have to probably explore this a little bit more, just so that I know what's in here, because I'm sure we have lots of items that I just haven't taken a look at them all. But because she's kind of in a natural area, they're kind of off the grid, I'm going to look for this Almost Natural Springs hot tub and pick a different color. And my lot doesn't really have a lot of extra room for the yard, so I have a big chicken coop area that came with it. So I'm just going to kind of put it here in my side yard a little bit and call that good. I didn't want it by the road. That would be kind of awkward, I think, to have your hot tub in the front of your yard. So I'll just put it here, and I'm going to move my workbench somewhere else. So I tried the different places, and again, I don't really want to work right by the road. So we have this little retainer wall before the house, like we have a little fenced in area. So I'll just put it in there, and that will be good enough. I think I was looking around a little bit to see if there was like another place I wanted to put it. But I'm pretty happy with the placement right there. So we also have to craft 2 reclaimed wood dining chairs. So this Nature's Calling event, we had to do some crafting. I did a horse sculpture and a knife block for week 1. So now we have to make 2 chairs. And then you'll see I'll go to triple speed quite a bit because I just don't want to wait for them to like finish the interaction. Alright, so there's one. So she's getting tired, but I'm going to make her do it again. I just want to finish it. Alright. Now the second one's done. So now you see it popped up in optional. So optional means that it requires a pack that you bought, so not base game. So for this one, I think you needed the Snowy Escapes. Yeah, you need this Snowy Escapes expansion pack to buy a tent. So I do have that one. So I'm going to go just back into build mode and buy tent. So if you type in tent, it said you needed Snowy Escapes specifically, but like this one here, there's other ones, other tents. But I decided to go specifically with the Snowy Escapes tent. I don't know if it matters or not for these types of challenges. And then I'll just kind of flip through the swatches really quick and see if one kind of matches her aesthetic. So this kind of tan and green one I like. So I'm just going to put that kind of over here in the side yard too. And you can see like my mouse work, my zoom keeps going in and out. So as soon as I place that, so there's another optional is sleep in a tent. So her energy's down, so it's a good time to just go ahead and take care of that right now. And again, the people who are staying in my house are just kind of doing whatever it is they're going to do. Another one is they wanted us to take a look at the swimwear, because in the hot tub it says soak in the hot tub using the Flowing Fronds swimwear. So I went into the game and I claimed it with my rewards points, so you saw that we got those. And now I'm just like, okay, how do I change into this swimwear? So she woke up, and now I'm just trying to click on her and see if I can change her outfit. So if I just click on my sim and I go to change outfits, it's only showing me the outfits that I've specified in CAS. So it's not showing me any new outfits that I have. There's probably a way to add it in game, but I have some cheats added. So I'm just going to go to modifying CAS and I'm just going to add it as another selection. So I go into the swimwear category. If you click that little up triangle, you can add a second swimwear option. And now I'm just trying to find where the Nature's Calling one is. So I'm like, is it content? Is it packs? It's not. I'll find it in a second. But if you are trying to filter by a certain pack that you bought, you can do it that way. So I'll give up on here in just a second. And then these are all like the tops. So I'm going to click on full body and see if it's in here. And so I'll scroll down, and that starred one, it says it's from the Nature's Calling event. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. So there's quite a few different color swatches here. I kind of mouse over them for a second. You can see them in the screen. And I click on a couple, and then I decided, well, you know, if I'm doing a video, I might as well just have it go on the sim so you guys can see like what it looks actually on her. So I'm just flipping through all the different swatches they have. And I think I like this one on her. So I'll just save the CAS. I did a little twirl so you can see what it looks like front and back. And then now when I'm in game, I can click on her, go to outfits and change outfit. And now that bathing suit's going to be there. Okay, so now I can go in, take a look at that, soak in the hot tub using the Flowing Fronds swimwear. And then, I don't know if you saw the interaction real quick, but when I clicked on the hot tub, anything that's related to the event has that little fall leaf kind of thing. So you know that that action you're having your sim do is one that's directly related to the event. So she's gonna hang out here for a minute. They have this bad habit, the Sims, of like falling asleep in these hot tubs. And they can, I think, drown and die in them. But luckily she didn't fall asleep. Okay, so now I have to complete level 1 of any nature aspiration. So I have my little aspiration side panel is open for a minute. So I have to catch 5 fish, and then I have to find 10 unidentified plants and harvest from them. So I'm looking for a place to fish. It said Granite Falls for something. I think it might have been like catch 5 fish in Granite Falls. So Granite Falls is one of the places where you can only go if you're like on vacation or something. So now I have to have a vacation. And I'm just going to take myself, because I'm, again, really new to cats and dogs. I don't want to have to worry about my pet. And it gives you a little pop-up saying that, your dog is going to be sent to doggy daycare while you're gone. So just like if you leave, toddlers or infants and stuff like that at your house, then you have to have like a babysitter, like a nanny, or send them to daycare. And I'm just tending to look around. There's a few different campgrounds that you can pick. Some are bigger, some are smaller. One's just for like tent camping. I didn't look ahead of time. I did have like 2 tents in my inventory, so I could have stayed on that one lot. But I decided that I'll just go with the smallest house. It's the cheapest price. I probably won't be inside the house too long. So you can kind of look, it's a really beautiful spot. I haven't been in Granite Falls too often, but right behind my little camping spot, there is a fishing ground. So I'm just going to have Lyndon go here and start fishing. So if you click on the sign, it'll have her start to fish. There's other things. There's fishing with bait. I still have to learn about that more. But I think she ends up getting her skill up to like level 5 pretty quick just with regular fishing. And you'll see in the notifications from time to time, that one's just saying that there's a park ranger in there. There I caught a minnow. But the notifications will tell you if you caught something and then how big it is, how much it's worth. They go into her inventory. And I ended up selling them, but it turns out later that I probably should have hung on to a few. I just got a notification that the house guests left, so when I go back home, the family's not going to be there anymore. Might as well say I like fishing, because we want to keep her doing it for 5 more fish. I forget how many more fish I got to do. There's a proper celebrity next to me, but, they don't usually... Okay, so I caught 2 out of 5 fish. When random people call, I usually go ahead and pop it up and say what's going on. So this guy's like, I'm wealthy, very wealthy. I got one of these pop-ups before, and it's like, meet me at a certain place, I'll give you a gift. It's like, no, never mind, not worth it. But a lot of the times I'll go ahead with whatever they're suggesting. Caught a perch. Okay, I'm 3 out of 5. I just have this at 3 times speed just to go through it, so I'm not sitting there waiting for a fish. Alright, 4 out of 5. I'm level 3 of the fishing skill. Oh, somebody thinks that Angelo and I are a good pair. I mean, we're just kind of friends. I don't know if I want him to kind of be her partner. I might just want to keep her single for a while, but I don't mind having her make friends, wherever she is. This is just kind of a sim that I made specifically for Nature's Calling, and also because the Enchanted by Nature pack is coming out. I'm recording this on July 5th, so it comes out in 5 days on the 10th, I want to say. Thought I'd talk to the park ranger for a minute. It said you can ask the park ranger different things, but she just seems to be like a normal interaction. If you click right on the river, you can go fishing too. I guess you didn't have to click on the fishing sign at that point in the river. So now it wants you to, so now that I have some fish, I'm looking around because I also have to find like 10 unidentified plants. um, so we'll fix her bladder need here, and then we'll try to explore the grounds of Granite Falls to see if we can find any of these unidentified plants and harvest them, because I have to do 10 of those to fulfill this aspiration. And again, my zoom's kind of weird. So I'm just mousing over different landscape things. I do kind of keep a Chrome browser open while I'm playing the game just because I'm new to a lot of the different features. So that one you can't harvest because it's out of season. Okay. So they said the best chance was in summer and at Granite Falls. So I'm at Granite Falls. It is spring. But it's warm out. You would think there's at least some plants in each season that you can take a look at. But no, these ones are also just out of season. So I'm just kind of mousing over any plants. Like a lot of them are just, they're either like debug plants that are used to make the world or something like that, but they're not plants that you can interact with. So even though there's a lot of foliage on the ground, it's not interactable. So she's asleep, but I can still kind of mouse over a lot of the world and see what else is around. But it said you should be able to find some unidentified plants like right around the campsite. So I found one that was in season. So I'm going to go over here and harvest that. And so I harvested it, but it didn't count for my unidentified plant, one of the 10. Because I guess I knew what kind of plant it was already. She decided to cloud gaze all on her own. So I'm just checking again. It says 0 out of 10. So like harvesting that thing didn't count. I guess it has to be an unidentified plant. I have no idea where they are. So they do have this one thing where you can look for frogs. I think the different kinds of frogs are a collection. So there's all these different things within the Sims game that you can do and find. So there's a lot of collections. So you can collect all the different kinds of frogs because you can find them all. There's different kinds of like crystals and stuff that you can find if you dig up metals and just all kinds of collections. At some point I'll do like one sim, like I'll just have in one save file where I'll have like a collector and I'll just have them go through and complete all the collections that are available in The Sims. So she just went through, and again, none of these are interactable. So I've been over quite a bit of the area of Granite Falls, just trying to mouse over everything, and I'm not finding anything called an unidentified plant. And the few plants that I have found where we can click on them and interact with them to any degree, like this one, so that's a strawberry bush. So that's not an unidentified plant. We tried harvesting strawberry before and it didn't do anything. So they said that looking in the national park itself, you might find a lot more of these unidentified plants. So I'll give it a shot. So this all looks like the same. It's just the world plants. And I guess she's a little bit hungry, so she's going up to this cooler that's just laying on the porch and grabbing a yogurt. So, all right. I mean, it's like 1 in the morning and you have your bathing suit on and you're grabbing yogurt off the porch of the national park. You do you, girl. So I'll let her eat that so that she doesn't complain about hunger, and I'm just going to keep scrolling around and seeing what I can find. Alright, here we go. I'm giving up. We'll just go and change her aspiration. So if you click on that little select new aspiration star, it has to be a nature aspiration to fulfill the comfort of nature. So you can see there's other ones that you can do. Like I had her try and be an outdoor enthusiast. That didn't really work. Botany I considered for a section, but she's already caught 5 fish, so I figured the angling ace would be enough. In the level 1, all I have to do is catch fish and then fish in 3 different spots. So that I can definitely do. So it doesn't recognize the 5 fish that I caught before. So it has to be like 5 new fish after you select the aspiration. So I'm just going to set her to go fishing here. It gives me a little notification saying that she thinks she'll be able to do a good job here at her current skill level. So again, I just have it on 3 times speed, and I'm just watching those fish tick by. And it's registering that this is 1 out of 3 different spots where I can fish from. So I'm at spot number 1. I don't have to catch 5 fish at each spot. I just have to catch 5 fish total. So I could have stopped her earlier, but I figure her vacation time is going to end soon anyway. So I'll just let the game stop her. I'm just going through and selling all of my things. I'm sure a lot of these are kind of forage items. Like this one, that frog's like worth $100. Strawberries are harvested. So I'm just getting rid of everything and just adding the money. It's a good way. I mean, fishing is a good way to start. You can, get some pretty expensive fish as you keep going. So if you're doing one of the Rags to Riches challenge where you start with $0, you don't need any equipment. You just have to take your sim down to a place that has a fishing sign like this. And after a while, they'll just pull stuff out and you can sell it, and it'll be a way for them to collect money. But of course, this new pack that's coming out next week, the Enchanted by Nature, is going to be a lot more helpful for people who are doing the Rags to Riches thing, because the Sims will be able to sleep on the ground, so you don't have to find a park bench or anything like that. And maybe it'll recover their sleep, their energy faster than just napping on a park bench. They'll be able to help with their hygiene by going into a body of water. So here I'm just ending my vacation time. You can see the screen's flickering a little bit, so I apologize for that. The vertical sync rate is something that I could change in the game settings. And I have this running on not my main laptop monitor, but I have an external monitor or a secondary monitor, and I'm playing the game on that. So I just had it sync so that the game's camera, or the camera settings, I guess, are matched to the refresh rate of the monitor. I don't know. It's some technical thing. So once I found out about it, I was able to fix it. So I think here I'm trying to minimize the screen, bring it back up, and see the flicker still happens. It still happens. I don't find out what I need to do about this until after I've completed this quest for this week, like all the quests for this week. So my sincere apologies that you have to look at this flickering for the rest of the time that I'm playing here. I don't know. I don't even know any of the dog interactions or the pet ones. I find it so helpful to watch other sim content creators. So my favorite one to watch is Lil Simsy, and she gives you a really good walkthrough and an explanation, and she tells you about all the pack features and the different things you can do with it. And I like listening to her. She's very engaging. There's other people. There's like Satchon Sims. I think he's from the UK. He's a little bit more critical or cynical about the game. So, like, if there's something that doesn't quite work right, he will tell it straight out, like, this is garbage. um, but he also has some useful information about that. There's other content creators that are really just more about like the gameplay or the narrative that they're bringing to the story, and they make more of a story around their gameplay instead of just playing through. So I find it helpful, especially when there's new content that comes out, or if there's content that I personally haven't played with, to watch some of these other simmers on YouTube just to see like what are all the different things that they called out, what are like I might not have known about different collections that I could have done, but somebody out there has made a video about collections and you can see where they are, how you need to complete them. You know, it's just kind of like a gaming walkthrough. It's so helpful. I could kind of bumble through it on my own, but that's not the kind of gameplay that makes me the happiest. I want it to be an enjoyable time. I want to do the thing, but I don't necessarily want to like hit my head against a brick wall if I can't figure it out right away. Okay, so this guy behind me, he just kind of spawned, and he is following me. So at first I'm just like, oh, he's just a guy. He's kind of just whatever. Like, it's kind of weird. It's 10 p.m. He certainly seems to be following me. Like, in real life, I'd be like, this is a little bit sus. So I just kind of sped. I'm like, okay, where is this guy going? Is he going to be following me the whole time like a creeper? And I'm like, okay, he went to the house. So he was just a neighbor who was... Wait a minute. No, he's not a neighbor. He went to my door. Like, he's following me. Now he's trying to get in my house. He's, what, taking a selfie on my porch. Like, what in the world is this guy? Who is he? So I don't know this random sim, but he made that little, like, grr animation, which reminds me of, like, the vampires or something. I don't know if he's a vampire sim. He's not one that I'm familiar with. So I'm going to, I guess, disallow vampires. I could have done some more things or locked it out for some more whatever, but I'll take a look at that later. And then she just on her own, like I didn't say to talk to this guy, but she just on her own went out and talked to him. So, I mean, I guess, whatever, buddy. Like, I'm not going to do friendly introduction. Like, I don't want you around here. You seem kind of weird. So let's go. Let's leave this guy on my porch. And I'm going to travel again without my dog because I don't want to worry about him while I'm trying to finish this quest. So I caught my fish. Now I just have to fish in 2 other areas because I already did the Granite Falls National Park. So I'm going to go to Willow Creek. And I know if you go behind that like Crick Cabana, there's a fishing spot, but I think there's another fishing spot by this library down here. So I'm going to go down here and kind of fish in that area behind the library. Okay, so here's the archive. And I'm just going to zoom out. Yeah, the water's right behind it there. So I do like that you can kind of walk around these worlds and interact in the different park things. So just going to tell her to go fishing. And a lot of times I'll just go into that 3 times sped up thing just to get her to the destination faster. You can like zoom in closer and then have, if you right click on her icon at the bottom, it'll the camera will follow her as she kind of walks through the city. And sometimes that's fun to do, just so you can get more of an idea of how they decorated it or things like that. So you can see more of the world as they're walking by. I like to do that sometimes when I send them jogging. So, or if you use the bikes, there's bicycles. So if they're riding a bike around the town, they kind of go on a certain route and back, and it becomes a little bit repetitive. But the first couple times, especially in a new neighborhood, it can be fun to like just set the camera to follow them, so you can see more of how the world was built. And again, I'm still looking at those unidentified bushes. Like, are there plants over here that are unidentified so I can go back to the other aspiration? But no. So you don't have to fish for very long to get I fished here. So I'm already like 2 out of 3. I just need like one more. So I'm not going to fish here for very long. But then I see, what is this? There's like a steamboat that's coming up the river. So I'm going to pause for a second because I have never seen this steamboat in Willow Creek before, and I just think it's really cool. I was trying to click on it. I'm like, do you interact with it in any way? But no, it's just something that comes by, just kind of like a fun thing to watch while you happen to be in the world. So I'm learning new things all the time about Sims 4. And I was just trying to think about where else I wanted to fish. So Sulani is like their tropical, kind of like a Hawaii type place, world. And there's different places that you can fish. I know there's some by the sandbar, but I haven't really been over there in that volcano region. So I thought I would check out that area. I would imagine there'd be fishing all over Sulani, but we'll check it out. So I don't actually want to be on this lot, but you had to drive or specify specific lots. Now I'm just kind of going around the water's edge to see if I can find one of the little fishing signs. And I don't really see anything right here by the volcano itself. But there is this waterfall kind of in back behind these palm trees. So I want to have her come down and explore that a little bit. I haven't played in Sulani a lot. I haven't played a mermaid yet. So there's tons more things that I can do in game that I haven't explored. So she's kind of like just under the waterfall, scrubbing her face, and you can see her hygiene's going up. So that's cool. It's another way that I guess you can move around if you're doing your rag switches, if you don't have a house yet, if you don't have a shower. You can go here and get your hygiene up so you're not stuck completely with not being able to fulfill your needs if you don't have like a traditional house. I need one more fishing spot, and then I see this guy here as a fishing rod out. So I know there must be a little sign nearby. So now I'm going to just have her go fishing here. So this should be spot number 3, and this should fulfill the last of the quest, or fulfill the level 1 of the Ace Angler aspiration. So that should fulfill this task that I currently have in my quest. All right, so she swims over, and it's saying that I have some more event points. So I got those points because I had started fishing. So I started fishing, it fulfilled the aspiration, and then it fulfilled that task. So I'm just going back to look. So like, yeah, here I am. I'm now on the next level of Angling Ace. So I can now claim I got Foraged Feast. I got Instant Fun Potion. And the Touch Grass Weekly. So those are the 3 rewards that I got here. And the rest are locked. So if you go to the little quest tab, you can see that there were the 2 quests for this week, and I've completed them all. And I didn't do this right when it came out, so it's only like 2.5 days, 3 days. And then the week 3 quests will be out. So week 3 is coming up for the Nature's Calling event. I think it is 4 weeks long. So there'll be week 3, week 4, and then they give you 2 weeks after that to kind of catch up if you happen to start the quest later or need more time to finish because you're not working on The Sims every week. So thank you for watching.